Hello everybody. Today we will be doing yet another session in the subject of engineering mechanics. In engineering mechanics, this is the 13th session. So here we will be doing the chapter of beams and supports 6. That is, in beams and supports, this will be the 6th session. We have completed what are the different types of beams, what are the different types of supports, and what are the reactions in cantilever, what are the reaction due to point load, and also UDL on cantilever we have seen in the earlier classes. Similarly, we have seen what is the effect of point load or series of point loads on a simply supported beam. So to find the reactions to find the reactions, we use the equilibrium conditions, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma Fm is equal to 0. That is, the sum of the vertical forces is 0, sum of the moment is 0. So a beam or any structure to be stable, the sum of the moment should be equal to 0 and sum of the vertical components of forces and horizontal components of forces should be equal to 0. In case of beams, since there are no horizontal forces, we do not consider the equilibrium condition sigma Fv is equal to 0. So we take the help of sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. These two equilibrium conditions will help us to find the unknown reactions at the supports. We have seen a simple problem in simply supported beam with a point load, that is eccentrical. We have seen a simply supported beam with a central point load will give you the reactions is equal to half of the load. So each reaction will be equal to half of the applied load. If W is applied, it will be W by 2, and W by 2 are the reactions at supports RA and RB. Similarly, if 2 or 3 loads which are symmetrical are applied, then the reactions will be half of those sum of those loads. That is, suppose 20, 30 and 40 kilonewtons are applied at equal distances, then the reactions will be equal to 45 kN each. That is, it will be shared equally. When the load is symmetrical on the beam, the reactions will be equal. Similarly, we have seen a case of eccentrical load, that is 60 kilonewtons, and we have seen the reactions as 40 and 20. We have seen reactions as 36 and the ratio of 3:2. That is, RA will be in the ratio of 2 units, RB will be in the ratio of 3 units. That is, 60 divided by 5 is 12. 12 and this RA will be of 2 units. That is, the length proportional to the farther from the A support. Similarly, the length in the portion far from B support is 3 meters. So this is 3 units. So 60 into 3 by 5 will be the 36 kilonewtons here, and 60 into 2 by 5 will give you 24 kilonewtons here. That is how we have observed the results. Then we have seen with 2 points. That is, when 2 points are applied, we have seen the sum of the loads is 90 kilonewtons. RA plus RB will be equal to 90 kilonewtons. Similarly, taking moments about a RB into 6 is equal to 60 into 4 plus 30 into 2. That is 240 plus 60. That is 300. So 300 by 6 will give you RB is equal to 100. 300 by 6 will give you 50, sorry, that RB is equal to 50 and RA will be equal to 40 kilonewtons. Similarly, now we shall see the case of simply supported beam subjected to unit load. That is, when simply supported beam is subjected to uniformly distributed load, what will be the reactions in the supports? Earlier we have seen that the reactions will be shared when the load is symmetrical. Here also the load is symmetrically applied at the rate of W kilonewton per meter along the length L. Therefore, we know that the resultant or the reaction should be equal to half of the load. Each reaction is equal to the half of the load. So total load is W into L, WL. So the reactions should be WL by 2 and WL by 2. So by a simple observation we can find out the reactions, but analytically we have to show the result. That is why here now the load is assumed to be acting at the half of the distance. We have seen the different types of load, that is the UDL, point load and uniformly varying load. In case of UDL, the uniformly distributed load is evenly distributed, therefore the entire load is assumed to be acting along its midpoint of the loading. That is, whenever there is some uniform loading, let us suppose this is UDL, this is some uniformly loading because this plank is uniform. So entire load is assumed to be acting at its center, that is at the mid portion. Through this middle point it will be acting. So that is assumed. So here suppose if it is having two lengths of my finger stretched, so it will be equal to half of the midpoint will be where the entire load of this plank will be acting. So this, let us suppose this, if this plank is around 1 kg or 10 newtons, then this 10 newtons load will be acting at the middle of this load, middle of this beam, length of the beam. That is how we solve the problems of uniformly distributed load. So the load is assumed to be acting at the middle of the loading, that is L by 2. We use two equilibrium conditions to determine the reactions. That is, as usual, we use the sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. So we find the reactions. To find the reactions, we have three forces acting on the beam. That is, one applied load of uniformly distributed load of W kilonewton per meter, and two loads Ra and Rb, which are reaction forces. From equilibrium condition, we know that the sum of the forces, vertical forces, should be equal to 0. Since the applied load is coming from top or acting downwards, we assume it to be positive, and the reaction forces which are going up, or reactions are moving upwards, therefore they are considered to be negative. Therefore WL, the applied load, minus Ra minus Rb, because Ra and Rb are considered negative, which are from downwards, and W is vertically downwards, and Ra and Rb are acting vertically upwards. WL minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. Therefore Ra plus Rb is equal to WL. We know that the entire load should be shared by Ra and Rb. That is why Ra plus Rb, two reactions, should be equal to the applied load WL. Similarly, there are three moments produced at A. If we consider at point A, support A, that is, there are three moments due to three loads, that is, one applied load and two reactions. Since RA, at RA, the distance between the reaction RA and the point RA is 0. We have minus RA into 0 plus WL acting at its center L by 2 plus minus RB into L. That is, RB is acting at a distance of L. That is why RB into L is equal to WL into L by 2. So LL get cancelled and RB is equal to WL by 2. Reaction at B is equal to WL by 2. That is what we know also. By property of symmetry, we know the load should be half of the reaction should be half of the load. Therefore, RB is equal to WL is total load by 2. That is half of the load. Similarly, RA is equal to WL minus RB. Since in the first equation 1 we have seen RA plus RB is equal to WL. Therefore, RA is equal to WL minus RB. Therefore, RA is equal to WL minus WL by 2. That is equal to WL by 2. Therefore, the two reactions are RA is equal to WL by 2 and RB is also equal to WL by 2. This is how we have proved how to get the reactions, and we have proved that they are equal because of symmetrical loading. In this way, we will find the reactions, and since there are no moments, because at simple supports there cannot be any movement because they are free to rotate. Therefore, there is no question of any movement arising at point A and point B, that is support A and support B, because the rotation is not held, only the vertical translation is held. Therefore, two reactions RA and RB are produced. Otherwise, in case of fixed beam, there would have been fixed support, there would have been a moment and also a reaction. But in case of simply supported beam, there cannot be any rotation. Therefore, there can be rotation, so there cannot be any moment. We will see the same problem. We have, instead of W and L, that is any load and any length L, we will see some numerical example putting some values for load and distance. So let us consider a simply supported beam loaded with UDL of 50 kN per meter for a length of 4 meters, that is throughout the beam. The load is applied and throughout the entire length of the beam. So here W, intensity of load, is 50 kN per meter and L, length, is 4 meters. The solution would be like that, as follows. The total load on the beam. First we will calculate the total load on the beam. That is, total load is load intensity into length. That is how far it is the load is applied. There is no condition, no rule that the load should be uniformly distributed over entire length of the beam. The load may be only up to certain portion, or a small portion, or eccentrically at some portion. So there is no rule that it should be symmetrical. The UDL should be symmetrical. The UDL should be applied throughout the length. So here, since we are at the initial stages, we are doing small problems. Later on, that this can be extended to some other difficult problems. So the total load is 50 into 4, 200 kilonewtons. That is 50 kilonewton per meters into 4 meter. That is 4 meters get cancelled. So we will be left with 200 kilonewton total load. This load will be acting at the middle of the UDL. That is, since it is applied throughout 4 meters, it will be acting at 2 meters from each support, since it is symmetrical. So we use two equilibrium conditions. Sigma Fv is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. Therefore, an applied load WL and two support reactions Ra and Rb acts on the beam. Hence, the first equilibrium condition sigma Fv is equal to 0. We know that the load has to be borne by two supports. So entire load WL should be shared by Ra plus Rb. That is, so WL minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. Ra plus Rb is equal to WL, as we have calculated, it is 200 kilonewtons. That is, this 200 kilonewtons has to be shared by Ra, reaction A and reaction B. That is why both reactions put together should be equal to the applied load. That is why Ra plus Rb is equal to 200 kilonewtons. There are three movements here. That is, one movement due to external force, two movements due to reaction force, that is Ra and Rb. We have seen the distances of these forces are taken from A. Therefore, Ra will be, distance will be equal to 0, Rb distance will be equal to 4, and the load which is at the middle is at 2 meters. So that is why Ra 200 kilonewtons and Rb are at distances of 0, 200 meters and 400 meters respectively. Therefore, by taking sigma m is equal to 0, by taking moments at A is equal to 0, minus Ra into 0 plus WL into L by 2. As you know, we consider the clockwise movement as positive. So the movement, the force coming from top is producing a clockwise movement. This force which is turning the beam or this plank in clockwise direction. That is why it is clockwise movement. Similarly, when a reaction force is coming from down, if my finger shows the reaction force Rb, then the rotation will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So Ra into 0 plus WL into L by 2 minus Rb into L will give you that Rb into 4 is equal to 400, Rb is equal to 100 kilometers. The reaction in B is equal to 100 kilometers. Similarly, if we see, if we solve the equation, that is Ra plus Rb is equal to WL, Ra is equal to WL minus Rb. Since Ra is equal to WL is 200, reaction at B is 100, we get 100 kilonewtons. So the results will be Ra is equal to 100 kilonewton, Rb is equal to 200 kilonewton. That is, total load 200 kilonewtons is shared equally between Ra and Rb as 100 kilonewtons and 100 kilonewtons. So let us consider at another example where the load is eccentric. The load is not at the applied at the center. It is applied out of the middle. That is, it is eccentrical loading. So let us take an example of simply supported beam with a partial UDL. The UDL is partial. In this case, for the sake of ease, we have taken an UDL which is applied on the right half of the beam. So consider a simply supported beam of length 1 meter, L meters, with a UDL of W kilonewton per meter up to a distance of half span from the left support. So it is from right support. From the right support, it is half of the span. That is, it is only in the right half of the along the beam. So therefore, we will find the total load initially. What is the total load? The total load is the load intensity into distance which it is covering. So WL, it is WL into W into L by 2. The load is W into L by 2. Therefore, it is WL by 2. The entire load on the beam is WL by 2. Again, we assume the load is acting at the center of the loading. So here it is acting at center between the loading, that is at any point, intermediate point between the right half. So it will be acting at the half of the right half, that is the quarter of the beam from right support. Therefore, the load is assumed to be acting at the middle of the load of length L by 2, that is it is L by 2 by 2. Therefore, it is L by 4 from right support, that is, or 3/4 of L from the left support, that is it is at a distance of from here to here, it is L by 2 plus L by 4, it is 3L by 4 length. So the load is acting at the total load is assumed to be acting at 3/4 of the length. Therefore, if we calculate sigma V and sigma M as per the equilibrium condition, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0. So an applied force load WL by 2, there are three forces here, that is applied UDL of magnitude WL by 2. WL by 2 is the total amount of load we have applied, that is W Newton per meter into L by 2, WL by 2. And there are two support reactions, RA and RB. RA and RB. Therefore, if we take sigma, the total algebraic sum of the vertical forces, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0 minus RB, which is going upwards, and plus WL by 2, that is the load coming from top, and also RB, which is the reaction going from down. We have our notation is that when the forces are coming from top to the right of the support, then we consider them as positive, and the loads which are going from bottom are negative. That is why we have considered WL by 2 as positive and RA and RB as negative. Therefore, RA plus RB is equal to WL by 2. Similarly, if we take moments at A, we have three moments due to two reactions and one applied force. So, since we are taking moments at A, the distance from the first reaction is 0, the second load is 3L by 4, and the third reaction, that is third force is at a distance of L. That is why minus RA into L plus WL by 2 into 3L by 4 minus RB into L is equal to 0. That is RB into L is equal to 3WL into L by 8. That is RB is equal to 3WL by 8. 3/8 of the WL. The reaction at B is 3/8 of the WL. Next, solving the first equilibrium equation, that is we have got that RA plus RB is equal to WL by 2. Therefore, RA is equal to WL by 2 minus RB, that is WL by 2 minus 3WL by 8. That is, by taking LCM we get RA is equal to WL by 8. The reactions are WL by 8 and 3WL by 8. Simply to check, if we add WL by 8 plus 3WL by 8, it will be 4WL by 8, that is WL by 2. That is the total load applied on the beam. So we can also have a check, that is when we add these two reactions, we should get the applied load. So the applied load is WL by 2. Since if we add RA plus RB, it should be equal to WL by 8 plus 3WL by 8 will give you WL by 2. So we have seen a problem where the load is considered to be W and distance is considered to be L. That W can be anything, L can be anything, because they are W and L are variables. Here let us consider an example with some numerical values. That is, consider a simply supported beam of length 1 L meter. We are considering length of 4 meters and UDL of 100 kilonewton per meter. Up to a distance of half of this span from the left support. So this is how the problem goes. That is, the beam length is 4 meters. Only to the right half we are putting the load of 100 kilonewtons per meter UDL. Therefore, the total intensity of the load will be 100 into 2. That is, we are only applied up to 2 meters. So we are only taking the portion of 2 meters. That is 100 into 2, 200 kilonewtons. The total load on the beam is 200 kilonewtons, and the load is assumed to be acting at the half of its length. Since the length is half of its length is 1 meter, so from right support it is 1 meter, from left support it is 3 meters. Therefore, the length is L by 4, that is 1 meter from right support, or 3/4 L, that is 3 meters from the left support. If we look at the figure, the half of the distance will be 1 meter. So from left it is 2 meters plus half of 2 meters, that is 1 meter. So if we consider from left end, the distance of action of resultant of UDL is 1 meter, that is 3 meters. We use two equilibrium conditions for finding the reactions. So sigma Fvn is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to 0. For finding the reactions, we have 3 loads. That is, the one applied load of partial UDL and 2 reactions RA and RB. So if we consider the load coming from top, or the load which is acting downwards as positive, then 200 minus RA minus RB is equal to 0. That is, sigma F is equal to 0 makes, that is, the vertical force which is coming downwards is 200, and 2 reactions going upwards are minus RA minus RB is equal to 0. So RA plus RB is equal to 200 kilonewton. This will take as the first equation, equation 1. Then we take, since there is only one equation and 2 unknowns, we cannot solve. Therefore, we will take help of the another equilibrium equation at our hand, that is sigma m is equal to 0. So we will be taking moments at A. So if we take moments at A, there are 3 forces acting. That is, one is RA, the another is RB, and the load is 100. So the distance from A to RA is 0. The distance from A to the load is 3/4 L, that is 3 meters, and the distance between RB, the reaction, and the support A is 4 meters. That is why we have taken RA minus RA into distance of 0 and 200 at a distance of 3 meters, and minus RB at a distance of 4 meters. Therefore, RA into 4 is equal to 600 kilonewtons. Therefore, we can say RB is equal to 600 by 4, 150 kilonewtons. Solving 1 and 2 reactions, we have RA is equal to WL by 2 and RA is equal to WL by 2 total load minus RB, that is reaction B we have found out to be 150 kilonewtons. Therefore, RA should be equal to 200 minus 150 kilonewtons, that is 50 kilonewtons. Therefore, the reactions are 150 kilonewtons and RB 50 kilonewtons. So we see we have some observations here. That is, the UDL is only on the right half, hence the reaction is far more than at left support. The right half, since the load is on the right half, the right reaction will be more than the left support. The UDL is only on the right half, hence the reaction A is far more than the left support. That is, at left support we have A and at right support we have B. We are calling it as B. So the load is on the right portion. So therefore automatically the right support will have more load, that is the reaction will be more at the right support. The moment center is middle of the load. We have seen for taking the moment center is at the middle of the load, that is at the middle of the right portion of L by 2. That is, we are getting the middle of the load as L by 4. So each part is L by 4 and L by 4. So if we consider from right support, it will be L by 4 from right. If we consider from left support, it is L by 2 plus L by 4, that is 3L by 4. Therefore, when the load in this case is coming from top, is acting at half of the distance of loading, that is half of L by 2. Therefore, the distance from left support is 3L by 4 and from right support is L by 4. Therefore, for taking the moment center of the load will be 3L by 4. That is why we got in this numerical example as 3 into 4 by 4, that is 3L by 4, 3/4 of the 4, that is why we got 3 meters. Just a minute. So this is the example. These are the examples we have taken. Once again, let us, because the UDL is slightly confusing to the student, let us have a quickly let us once again, let me explain once again how we find the center of the UDL and also how we find the reactions. So again we'll go back to our first problem. That is, let us go to the first numerical problem. Here the load is of 50 kilonewtons, the length is 4 meters. Our aim is to find the reactions by observation, by the symmetry. We know it is the reactions are half of the load. So many students commit mistake while converting the UDL into the total load. That is, here the UDL is given in the form of intensity of loading, that is 50 kilonewton per meter. That is, for every meter the load is 50 kilonewtons. Since there are 4 meters, the load should be 50 into 4, that is 200 kilonewton is total load. That is, the total load W is small w into length, that is intensity of loading into its length. 50 kilonewton per meter into meter into 4 meters. So it is 200 kilonewton per meter into meter. That is why we get the net unit as kilonewton. That is only the load. So we have converted the intensity of load into total loading. That is why we designate the point load as capital W and the UDL intensity as small w in the lower case. That is the notation we follow to distinguish between the point load and UDL. So here we get the total load of 200 kilonewtons as total load. Similarly, the second point we have to remember is the point where the load is this converted load of assumed point load. That is, we have converted the UDL of 50 kN per meter of 4 meters length into a single point load of 200 kilonewtons. So we should know where it is acting. As we know, as we see in what are the different types of loadings, we have seen point load and UDL. So in case of UDL, it is assumed that the entire load will be acting through its centroid or middle of the loading. Therefore, if entire load is applied on 4 meters length, it should be acting at 2 meters. That is at the middle of the 4 meters. That is 2 meters. Therefore, we should take the point of action of force or moment center at 2 meters from either side of the wheel. Generally, we are taking moments at A. So we are considering the distance. We are interested in finding the distance from left support. That is, the distance from left support is, in this case, it is 2 meters because it is acting at the center of 4 meters. So UDL will be acting at 2 meters. So similarly, we have to take moments. So moment, as we know, we take moments. Moments are forces into distance. Forces into perpendicular distance between the point and the force where we are considering. Here we are interested in finding the moments at point A. So therefore, the distance from A is measured and the forces are taken. So here there are, in this case, in addition to an applied load, we have two reactions, that is two support reactions. We have two simple supports, so we have two reactions. We have seen in case of cantilever, we have only one support. Therefore, the support reaction RA will be there, RB will not be there. Here, since there are two supports RA and RB, A and B, there will be reactions RA and RB. Therefore, here also we know, we can sense that the entire load should be borne by two supports. That is, RA and RB should be sharing the entire load, whatever may be the load, whether it is a partial load or full load or whatever intensity, whatever length, but that load, that applied load should be shared by RA and RB. That is why when we take sigma FB is equal to 0, RA plus RB should be equal to the entire applied loads. That is, RA plus RB should be equal to, in this case, it is WL. The applied load is WL minus RA minus RB. As per our notation, we are taking the loads coming downwards are positive, the loads which are going upwards are negative. That is why RA and RB are considered to be negative. So 200 minus RA minus RB is equal to 0. RA plus RB is equal to 200. That, in other words, we can say the total load 200 is being shared by RA and RB. That is why RA plus RB is equal to 200 kilonewtons. Similarly, since there are three forces, automatically three forces produce three moments. that is RA force produces one moment at MA and RB force produces one moment at A, and also the applied load WL also produces a moment at A. Since there are three forces and the three distances of the point of action, RA will be acting at A, so that distance will be 0. Similarly, WL will be acting at center, that is at L by 2, and also the RB is acting at the other end, that is the span of the beam or the length of the beam. That is why RA into 0, WL into L by 2, RB into L, that is RA into 0, 200 into 2, 2 is the distance of point of action of load from A, and 4 is the point of action of RB from the point A or support A. Therefore, RA into 4 will be there. RB will be equal to 400. RB into 4 will be, by rearranging this equation, RA into 0 will become 0. Then 200 into 2 is equal to RB into 4. If I send this RB minus RB into 4 to this side, it will be plus RB into 4. Therefore, RB into 4 is equal to 400. RB is equal to 400 by 4. That is, it is 400 by 4. Therefore, the RB, the reaction at B will be 100 kilonewtons. Therefore, since RA and RB are sharing, RB share is 100 kilonewtons, RA share will be equal to total load 200 minus 100. Therefore, we will get RA's share, that is 100 kilonewtons. Therefore, the reactions were 100 kilonewtons and 100 kilonewtons each. Since we know this is a symmetrical loading, the loads will be shared equally. That is why we got 100 and 100. To check whether we got the answer right or right, we have to see, simply we will add RA and RB. RA plus RB is equal to 100 plus 100, that is total load 200. So it is verified. We can verify the answer by simply finally checking whether RA plus RB is equal to applied load. Sometimes due to some calculation mistake or somehow if we commit mistake also, simply at the last moment we can have a check, that is RA plus RB is equal to the applied load or not. Then so if there is any mistake, we can rectify the mistake. Similarly, in case of eccentric loading, or if there is only a part of loading, then also generally the students get confused how to calculate the loading, and also the main problem will be how to calculate the moment. That is, the distance of action of point where the entire load will be acting will create some confusion. So if the concept is not clear, then student will be finding it difficult to locate the point where the force is active. That is why I am repeating, because this concept is very, very important even as in our further studies, that is in strength of materials or theory of structures or steel design or concrete design. Anywhere, wherever we are using the concepts of mechanics, it will be, this concept is useful. We use many times everywhere, so we have to be clear with this concept. That is why I am taking some more time in explaining this concept. Let us, once the concept is clear, the student will be able to do any type of problem of any level. It will be very, very easy once we understand what is the, how total force is calculated, and where is the moment center or center of action of force on the UDL. That UDL generally students will be feeling difficulty when they are solving the problems of UDL. At point loads, because we can see the distance of point load is clearly we can see, then there will not be any much problem. Here, in case of UDL, to simply understand where it acts, that will create a small little problem, and people tend to commit mistakes in this area. So let us see in this example. This should clear the. It should be clear. Here the load is, we will take a numerical example. The load is 100 kilonewtons spread over only 2 meters length. The entire length of the beam is 4 meters. Only the load is applied on only one half, that is the right half of the beam. In such case, since the beam is not symmetrically loaded, we will not get the reactions equally. Therefore, we have to find out the reactions. But with our experience till now, we know the load is near B. Therefore, the load at B should be more than, the reaction at B should be more than A, and it should be much more. It should be many times more than A, because the entire load is at B. Therefore, we will see the total load will be the total load acting on the beam will be the intensity of load into distance, that is 100 into 2 meters, that is 200 kilonewtons. Similarly, the action is at half of 2 meters, that is 3 meters. Therefore, from A, the action of load will be 3 meters. Therefore, sigma Fv will be equal to 200 minus Ra minus Rb is equal to 0. That is, 200 is the applied load, Ra and Rb are the reactions which are sharing the load. Ra plus Rb is equal to 200 kilonewtons. Similarly, when we take the moment, there are 3 forces acting at 0 and 3/4 of the length and full length. That is, Ra is acting at 0, 200 kilonewtons is acting at 3 meters, and Rb is acting at 4 meters. That is the minus Ra into 0 plus 200 into 3 minus Rb into 4. So that gives Rb is equal to 150 kilonewtons. So from here, from the second equilibrium equation, we have got Rb is equal to 150 kilonewtons. So again, going to the first equilibrium condition, that is Ra plus Rb is equal to total load 200. So Ra is equal to 200 minus Rb. Therefore, 200 minus 150 will give you 50 kilonewtons. The reactions are Rb is the reaction Rb is 150 and Ra is 50. That is how we got the reaction. If we add Ra plus Rb, it will be 200. Therefore, we can have a check also. So this is how we calculate the reactions of a simply supported beam. So in next session, we will have a combination of UDLs and also the combination of UDL and point load. Then it will be sufficient to solve any combination of loads and any combination of distances of application of loads. So that will give you more idea about how to find the reactions. Once we know how to find the reactions, in further classes it will be easy to find the shear forces and bending moments using these reactions. So this initial step of finding the reactions, if you are clear and the concept is clear, if you are able to do it easily without any mistakes, then in further classes it will be very easy. So I hope this session is useful to you, and we will meet in the next session. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you one and all.